Hi, I'm Roshan Joshi. So today I'm going to explain the backup and reset activity of SRT210. For that, the first step I'm going to do is to install Active Directory domain services inside VM1. Okay, for that, first click on Start button and select Server Manager. So when the Server Manager is loaded, click on Add Roles and Feature and click Next. Here select role-based or feature-based installation. Click Next and select a server from this server pool. Click on that, and here, since I have already installed the Active Directory domain services, it is showing rwdc01, which is my VM1 computer name, and .contoso.com, which is the domain that I have created. So click next, and here you can put a check mark on Active Directory domain services. Here it's shown installed since I have already installed it. So click next, and you can click on install in order to install it. So after installation, you must restart your system. The next step that you are going to do is to create domain services. In order to create a domain service, you have to click on the question mark. Since I already installed, that question mark is not showing for me. You could click on that, and when you click on that, a pop-up window will be shown. You will be redirected to a new window where you need to click on the option add a new forest, and you have to specify the domain name which you want to give and the credentials. And when you proceed, the domain will be created. In order to check whether the domain was created successfully, you can click tools and click to DNS. So when you click forward lookup zone, you could see the domain that you have created. The next step that we are going to do is to connect server VM3 to VM1. For that, click on server manager. The first step you have to do is click on start and take command prompt. In command prompt, you have to ping ping the IP of VM1. For me, it is 132. Okay, I'm successfully able to ping to VM1. So here you could see my IP address 192.168.3.132. Okay, in VM3, I'm successfully able to ping. So now I'm going to connect my VM3 to VM1 to the domain. Okay, for that I will right click on network and click properties. Here I click on Ethernet slow. I click on properties and I will double click internet protocol. Here I need to specify the IP address here. As you can see in the DNS, preferred DNS server, I have given the IP address 192.168.3.132. Okay, I've saved it and closed it. The next step that you have to do is select server manager. Okay, click on server manager and then click local server. Okay, from here it will be already connected to workgroup. You have to change it and give domain. In order to do that, click there and click change. So from workgroup you can click on domain and you have to specify the domain name which you have to connect and click OK. Then a new window will be shown, a pop-up window will be shown where you have to give the credentials of the domain. In username you have to give administrator, and in password you have to specify the password that you have given for the domain in VM1 which you have created. After that you will be signed out, and let me sign out first. Sign out. When you sign in, click on others and give admin for username, give administrator at the rate contoso.com, which is the domain name of server VM1. So here in password I'm giving the password of VM1. Okay, now in order to check whether you are successfully logged in to domain contoso.com, you can click on local server. So here in the here below computer name, it will be showing domain.com, which shows that you are successfully logged in. The next step that you are going to do is to create a Windows backup. For that, click on a dashboard and click add roles and feature. The same step you have to follow, which you followed to install Active Directory domain services in order to install backup, Windows Server backup. Okay, from here, click next. From here, you can select Windows Server backup. Since I've already installed, it will show install. So you can click install. After installation, you have to reboot the system. The next step that you have to do is the server. I'm going to make a backup inside VM4. So for that, I have already connected my VM4 to VM. I have already joined the domain contoso.com from VM4 the same way that I have joined in VM3. Okay, let me log in. I'm logged in. If you could take the server manager, you could see here I have made server manager. Okay, when I click local server, you could see contoso.com, which shows that I am successfully logged into contoso.com, the domain contoso.com. So here I'm going to create a folder called, because I'm storing the backup of VM3 inside VM4. So if any hardware failure occurs, so that won't affect. So here in this PC, click on this PC and localhost C. Here I have created the folder back. Inside that, I will click properties and I will change the sharing properties. For that, I will click on sharing, then click advanced sharing. From here, I will put a check mark for share this folder and click on permissions. In permissions, I will give the permission for change also for everyone. Okay, after that, it's done successfully. So I have made two folders inside back one and back two. Now I'm going to make the backup. In order to do the backup, you have to select the server manager. Okay, let me click on tools, and then from here you need to select Windows Server Backup. Okay, this window will be loaded and it's taking time. It's reading data. Okay, here you could see that I have successfully made two backups. In order to make the backup, click on backup once, then click next and click on custom, click next. Here you need to add the items that you need backup. Okay, if you click on bare metal recovery, it will select all the options. Here I'm going to give only local disk C just to show you guys. Okay, then here click remote shared folder and click next. Here you can specify the path. Here mm, for my VM4 name is storage 01. Okay, let me take local server. Here you could see. So I'm specifying the names storage 01 here. Okay, which is the computer name. Then the folder name back. Here you could see back. If I click, you could see back one and back two. Here, if I select back one, and you need to close it, you need to specify the location and you need to click next. Here it is showing the specified remote shared folder already has a backup. Since I have already made a backup, you have to give different folder for that. I was just showing this in order showing this. Okay, and then after the words, click next and click backup. So the backup will be stored. So since I've already made backup, I'm not doing the backup now. So in order to check whether the backup was made successfully, here you could click select VM4 and check the backup one. check the folder back one. Here you could see server 2 and you could see the backup that I have made. Okay, back to also I have made backup of server 2. Here in order to check you could see when I take the folder you could see server 02 and the backup that I have made. Okay, then the next we are going to do step that we are going to do is managing VSS. In order to do that, let me take the command prompt in VM3. Okay, command prompt taken. Here if I type VSS admin slash question mark, so here it will show all the commands which are supported for VSS admin. If I type VSS admin list pro list writers, it will show all the writers. It will take some time. Okay, here if I count the writers, I have 11 writers. Like whereas you could keep VSS admin list providers. This will show the providers. So next I'm going to type VSS admin list shadow storage. Okay, this will show the shadow storage. The next step that I'm going to do is to make shadow copies. For that I'm logging into VM2. This is also connected to the domain condensor.com, the same way I have connected VM3 and VM4. Okay, I'm giving the credential, I'm logging in. Okay, for that, okay, then VM2, I'm going to make a folder, cop docs. I have already made the folder in local disk C. You could see the folder that I have made, and I have made a text inside this agenda.txt. We are going to make shadow copies for the shared volumes. So for that, let me take server manager. It's getting loaded. If you click local server, it will show the computer name and the domain which you are connected, condensor.com. Here you could see. I'll click on tools and we'll click computer management. Okay, after that you need to click on disk management and right click on the C drive, click properties. Here click on sharing shadow copies and here you need to enable it. Here you could see that for me it's already enabled and I have shadow copies of selected volume. I have made 3 copies. Okay, in order to make copies, after enabling, you need to click create now. And when you click, after that, you can click settings. And when you click schedule, you could see the time when the shadow copies are made 7 a.m. and it's made on all weekdays. Okay, this part is done. Then the next part, which is the lab challenge. Okay, here I have provided the screenshots. Okay, here how often are shadow copies created and at what time. So here you were able to see the schedule, and then the next part is the lab challenge. You are ready to perform a major upgrade to a critical application on Service Row 1. You need to make sure that you can undo the changes if the upgrade does not go well. What should you do? So for the lab challenge, in order to do the upgradation, before doing the upgradation, I will make a snapshot. To create snapshot, click on the VMware. Let me select the VMware. Here you could select click on the VM. Now if I right click the VM tool, I will click on snapshot. Here click on take snapshot. Here you could specify the name which you want to give for the snapshot. If I click take snapshot, this current state of the Windows will be saved. So even if something happens during upgradation, you can restore the system without any harm. In order to take the snapshot that you have created, you can click on snapshot again and click revert to snapshot. Here it is asking by restoring the snapshot, your current state will be lost, and do you want to restore the snapshot one? Okay, I'm going to click yes. Okay, now my Windows is restoring the current state when the snapshot was made. Here you could see my Windows is restored. So this will help you when you do upgradations, like if any hardware failure occurs, this helps you to save the files. Okay, that's all from this lab. Thank you guys.